All right, so little Johnny.
So little Jeffers walks into his mom.
Yes. So little Jeffers walks into his parents' room, sees his mom just give her, his dad give it to his mom, and he leaves. That's just a normal thing out there, right?
Jeffers just tips his hat and walks out.
Yep.
To be alive if you can't do that.
Welcome to Strong and Petty.
Hey, Jeffers said I was funny, so fuck you guys.
You're looking at it over there. Welcome to Strong and Petty, episode 20.
Holy shit.
20. Fuck, can't believe it. Can't believe we did it.
It's older than half the woman.
Hold on. No, finish that thought, please.
I was going to say it's older than half the woman in Tyler's DMs, but...
Oh, well, luckily that's not true. Welcome to the Whiskey Tango podcast studios here in beautiful St. Vital, Winnipeg, Manitoba.
In the heart of St. Vital.
Exactly. The beautiful, picturesque St. Vital. We're here on our 20th episode, which is I think that does it feel like it's been 20 weeks for you guys? We said this last time too, but it's like fuck 20 weeks already.
It flies by.
That's bonkers. Thanks to everybody who listens up. Thanks to everybody who shares it and tells a buddy. Like I still get like people that like I said I was in Westerns 2 weeks ago, and people were coming to me like, hey, like this woman came up to me, it was really nice. She was like, hey, like I feel like I already know you because I've just heard you at my house all the time. My husband plays your podcast.
Yeah.
And I was like, interesting.
The first.
Your voice
I
is
got
so
some trunks
soothing.
for you.
Yeah.
My husband bought these trunks and we put it two together, and you have a podcast. Yeah.
I think I literally know what you taste like.
Very fun.
Just Ben Gay cigars.
So before we started Strong and Petty, and we were doing Whiskey Tango, the first person to stop me in public that I didn't know was Dean.
Oh yeah.
And he goes, "Hey man, you're Dave?" I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" He's like, "I just gotta let you know I love Whiskey Tango."
Oh, nice.
And that feeling is actually pretty cool. Where you're like, we're not just talking to the air.
Yeah.
Because when we record this, we are talking to the air, and even
Yeah.
though we get like online interaction with different people, to have an absolute stranger approach you like that.
Yeah.
Just the other day in the gym, I was working out, and there's a guy there, and he stopped me. He's like, "Hey man, that gambling story that you told on Whiskey Tango podcast." He's like, "I felt like I was in there with you," and you're just like it's rewarding.
Yeah.
To get
We're
that
just
type
small
of
town
feedback.
dudes. I had it when we were Fight for Charity. Is that when Dean? No, because you were to do Dean by Fight for Charity when we were out there in the spring.
No, it was at a competition last year.
Oh, okay. You were emceeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah. So I was at Fight for Charity there.
Yeah.
You were there. And a guy there, and he, man, I forget his name, but he recognized me at Austin McDowell's. And that was the same thing. He
I
walks
remember
up,
our
he's
fans'
like,
names, but
yeah, and he's like, well, I don't have friends. I just have people that I tolerate. No, but he's like, I listen to your podcast. I absolutely love what you guys are doing.
Yeah.
Keep it up. And I'm like, what? Shit. Like, that's kind of like small town famous, where I'm from, right? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. My girlfriend likes your voice. I don't get that. I don't get that.
No one's told you that.
Actually, I'm pretty sure there's a guy at my house right now screwing my deck.
Screwing your what?
My deck. So my buddy, he's like, you around today? I'm like, no, I'm going to the podcast. Can I use your hot tub? Yeah, go for it. Like Danielle's home, just go to the hot tub. And I'm like, he was a carpenter, and
my wife's deck is at home right now.
I have never finished screwing down my deck solid. Like the deck is 2,400 square feet. I've just never finished screwing it solid. It's all tacked. He's like, I'll bring my PAM gun. Actually, I have his PAM gun. He's like, and I'll spend half an hour just putting screws in your deck. And I'm like, you're gonna go to my house with the hot tub? I'm like, that better be the only fucking thing you're screwing.
You're screwing around.
He's like,
here.
I'm gonna send you a picture of me screwing your deck, and your wife's gonna be in the picture. You piece of shit. And this conversation was all at church.
Naturally.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's where all the backdoor chat goes on.
Yeah,
Devin's life
after
is
church.
all the potty mouth stuff goes on at church.
Yeah. Hey, I love my church.
Do you go to the church that's held in your gym?
I don't.
Does that still happen now? The
Yeah,
pastor
they
makes
still
it?
do. I attend another one, Bun Life. I grew up there.
For anybody who doesn't know, Devin's
My gym does turn into a
gym
church.
turns into a church on Sundays.
6 p.m.
Early evening. Yeah.
6 p.m. Trainer Grounds Church is great. My buddy Mike, Pastor Mike. You like Pastor Mike?
I love Pastor Mike.
Yeah, he
he's
moved
great.
to Florida now. That was a rough one for me.
Yeah, that's tough. He's a great guy.
That was probably one of the toughest things that happened in my lifetime. Was my best friend moving away.
Yeah.
So Mike, I know you listen. I miss you.
Yeah,
but yeah, he's down in
all
Florida
miss
living
Mike.
it up, man. I'm jealous of that guy.
Yeah, he probably doesn't miss us too much.
Well, he does. Well, he messages all the time. He
he?
even messages
Alright.
Strong and Petty.
Oh, that's nice of him.
Nice.
Then.
Yeah, he messages the podcast page, and he misses us.
That's nice
he's
of
a
him.
great guy. Yeah,
because he's living a
living
a life down there in Florida.
It's funny because Tyler always, when he introduced people at his gym and this and that, and then we're doing the log comp, and someone called him Mike. And Tyler's like, he's Pastor Mike, and that's like he literally corrected him, like, oh yeah, it's Mike. He's like, it's Pastor Mike, and that's how you say it. And they literally like, oh, and you were dead serious.
Yeah, I like.
I'm like, that's cool that it's respect. You like him enough, and you respect his position. It's cool.
I liked when because I was talking to him and he's just like it's not unlike you where his lifestyle is just so far removed from mine, where he like lives in like a okay, maybe, correct me if any of this is wrong, but he lived in a pretty secluded area, right?
Yep.
Like his house with his wife.
He's off grid,
no internet, right?
Yeah, no internet, no hydro. He's off grid, solar.
He built the house with his friends or whatever, right?
His
like
brother had
and like it's just a lifestyle that I mean I couldn't do it personally, I don't think, but I just like I have so much respect for somebody who's just doing this like it's a lifestyle that I fantasize a lot about that I don't think that I could actually
debt free, just living off the
right. It's just it's really cool, and I've always thought that was really neat.
But yet he's a dude who'll come out to every comp. He'll hang out with you at the bar. He will.
He's helped out with Deadlifts for Dreams.
Absolutely has. He's just all into that stuff. Before he was a pastor, dude was crazy.
Really?
Yeah, people don't know that. He got caught trying to smuggle some rims over the border one time. He got a police chase. He took off. He had a Mustang he had NOS and hooked up, so he was always street racing. Wow. And he took off from the cops, and they tracked. They caught him eventually.
So they did catch him. So you can't.
Oh
talk
yeah.
About this,
Oh no,
right?
he was caught. Oh, he was caught. Yeah, they caught him. Yeah, he had a crazy life beforehand.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you been arrested?
No, I've been in a cop car, but no, I've never been.
I
am the only person in my family I think that has not been to jail or arrested.
Wow.
No, there's one other one. But I'm sure she's been arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been actually like arrested?
No.
Never.
I'm
not being an asshole, but
No.
that surprised me.
No.
Just the tattoos and stuff and how.
Yeah,
You just look like such a badass.
Yeah.
I've been
Like you look like you would have gotten caught near school.
Yeah.
I live by 2 now, so I got to go out my back door and out the back alley. It's tough. But summer's nice because the school zones are done, and I can go in the schoolyard.
Just lay down, do snow angels in the schoolyard.
Yeah. Lunge walking in during recess with my shirt off.
As soon as September hits, you have to take a different route home every day now. Not allowed going out the other way.
Just like looking over, like see if they're looking at you or not. Woo, hot out here, hey?
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah.
It's plus 11.
In a freaking he's in one of Tyler's Speedos he bought.
That's fucking awesome.
So you never been arrested, eh?
Nope.
What's the worst
arrested.
the worst legal trouble you've been in then? If you don't mind talking about it.
Have you been in legal trouble?
No. I mean, Chris and I had to go to court over
Like lawsuit type stuff?
an investor that backed out and whatever.
Nothing exciting though.
Nothing exciting.
So just civil stuff?
Sorry?
Just civil court type. Like it wasn't criminal court, civil court. Yeah.
The most exciting one, we were in grade 9. And you know the bike, you won't know, but the bike path that runs from like Dakota to St. Mary's?
Yeah.
Just kids walking around doing nothing. And we had the idea that we were just going to like sky bomb eggs onto St. Mary's.
Oh yeah.
We're tossing, you like listen for cars and you try to time it and whatever. No one's hitting anything. And I would say in my group of friends, I was the most brash. And I took one and I was like, fuck this. And I went out like literally onto St. Mary's and just turned and threw it at the next car. And as it's leaving my hand, I was like, cop car. Right on the windshield.
That's amazing.
And the 5 of us book it down the bike path. I won't use any other names because I'll just incriminate myself with this 30-year-old story. But
Can they go back on you for old stories? I've always wondered
What's that?
I've got some good stories I would like to tell one day, but can you still go to jail 20 years later?
I don't
Yeah,
think
you know
so.
what the statute of limitations is on it.
I got to wonder about that.
But
Depends how bad it was.
we peeled off one way, and then we're like, okay, let's just walk. Like, just, you know.
Yeah, they won't recognize
And the
us.
other 3 friends hopped a fence and went through a house party. And as they were leaving the house party, the cops pulled into the house party. And so if nothing else, we ruined a house party. 'Cause
There you go,
the
yeah.
cops were looking looking for what happened to their car, and
guys were on the fucking
came out of this
lam.
house party and broke the house party down. So nothing ever came of that. But the fear as it left my hand.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like the best throw I've ever had in my life. And that was.
One time I was driving around with my buddies, and it was when like one guy had his license, so it was like the most thrilling thing we could possibly experience in our lives.
Like 7 guys in a tempo.
Absolutely, yeah. And so we were driving around, and we were just like, definitely throwing eggs at things. I think maybe mostly buses or whatever. But I remember that I was holding one, and I was like, I guess I was too excited. Like I cracked it in my hand while I was holding it, and I was like, oh shit! So I
pet the rabbits, George.
And I was right next to the open window, and I was like, oh shit, but it wasn't open. So I went to go throw it out the window, and I slammed it against my buddy's window as hard as I possibly could. And he had no idea what had just happened. He thought that I just did it on purpose. So he was like, what the fuck did you just do that for? So in his mind, I was just sitting doing nothing, and then just went wham with his egg against the fucking window.
Meanwhile, Tyler's never heard of wind.
Yeah.
Car's great.
I was like, well, I can see through this, so it must be open, I guess. There's nothing blocking my view.
We've had a couple different, some I can't say until I check that statute. Anybody cops listening here want to let me know how long I have? No, we had one, well, like you throwing eggs at a cop car. We used to do other shit in the country. The difference, we had paintball guns. We had my whole truck box loaded with dudes with paintball guns. And then someone in the cab, an old Ford Ranger. So, like, you're sitting sideways in the back seat. Yeah. And we're just flying down the highway, and anybody that we're head on, spot, I don't know, 10, 11 at night, anybody headed on, we just lean over the side of the truck and pop, 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 and just shoot their windshield. So, paintball's at 100 kilometers an hour. Thinking this is amazing, right? So every car comes, guys lean up, pop, pop, pop. Next guy leans out, back and forth. And a car's coming, another coming, like, I get it, guys, get it. And my brother leans out, and his safety's on. He's like, shit. And he pulls back in. Shoot, and it was cops. And I'm like, oh, boy, this could have been bad. This could have been really bad. Yeah.
That's funny.
That was a bad one. Yeah. So sorry if you got your windshield paper.
I don't think I'm trying to think if I've ever been like arrested. I've been like taken home and charged, but never. I don't know if that counts as being like under arrest. I think like
No.
What does that mean to be under? I don't really know what that means to be.
Well, then you're going to the tank.
Okay, so that was
The drunk tank,
I've never
or you're
been
going for
that.
night,
I've been charged and taken home, and then that was
Well, that'd be arrested.
I don't know.
Charged.
Yeah.
You got taken home in cuffs. Did they cuff you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, then you're arrested. Yeah.
Yeah, they pulled me out and
Public indecency.
my I wouldn't. I was just being a fucking shit. Like they wanted to. We were kids fucking around behind the rec center, and I wouldn't give them my name. They were like asking for my information. I was like, no, and they just were like, all right. And it's like grabbed me and threw me in the back of the car, and then they're like, you're gonna tell us where you live because otherwise we're gonna take you to the station.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. So they took me to my parents, and my dad came flying out like, which I didn't expect, but he came out being like, what the fuck is he doing in handcuffs and blah blah blah, and then I was like, yeah, I was like fucking hyped. Was it getting arrested?
Please keep it.
Oh, I was excited. I was like, well, my dad's on my side on this one. And then as soon as those cops pulled away, he turned around and he was like, you. And he was so fucking mad. And I was just like, oh shit. It's like, me and the cops are both in trouble here. I see how this works now.
Thanks for defending me, Dad.
Yeah, he and I'm gonna snitch on him a little bit here too, because he got fucking really, really, really mad at me. And went in the garage and my mom was like, oh, he like, you really fucked up now. Like he's really, really pissed. He's like, go in there and apologize to him for embarrassing himself in the all the neighbors saw all this shit and stuff, right? He's like, go in there and apologize to him right now because he's gonna be fucking livid with you. So I walked in there and like all of a sudden his buddy was in there too, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And he was just like, my dad's like, oh, you beat my record. I was 16 when I got arrested.
You was just putting a show on for your mom?
As soon as my mom was out of the fucking door.
That's good dad energy, though. I like that a lot.
So I remember because I was surprised. I was like, man, he's so mad. I didn't think he'd be so mad at me. And then afterwards, he was.
So I had with the whole no ID thing. So years and years back, we're out of Falcon Lake. My brother, you should be right with the story. Anyways, my brother had been drinking whiskey all night. He had a 40 in his hand, 2.6 or 40 of Gibsons. My two brothers and my cousins, a couple guys, are all just wandering through campground, and the cops come, and they go to arrest my brother. And they're like, "You been drinking?" He's like, "Nope." And he's got an empty 40 in his hand of Gibsons. Like he's been drinking he drank the whole bottle. Nope, not drinking. They're like, obviously you are. You got some ID? He's like, nope. And they're like, you're gonna come with us? And he's like, nope, I'm not coming with you. so my little brother's hiding in the bush with my other buddy. I wasn't there yet. I think I was the campsite. I came the next morning. They're hiding in the bush. And the cop grabs my brother, and my brother grabs the cop, and it fights on. But my brother's so drunk. The cop just body slams in the ground, and they're scrapping on the ground. And there's another cop there. And also my little brother and my brother see a laser on him. And they're like, fuck, they're going to shoot him.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, shit. Well, they just shoot him with the taser.
That's a taser gun. Yeah.
So they shoot him with the taser and they shoot him in the back of the arm. So they tase him and he can't, his arm's disabled. He can't use his arm. And they're like, put your hands behind your back. And he's like, I can't move my arm. So they just kept shooting him. And they kept shooting him with the taser and kept shooting. Like, they fried his back. His back was burnt from the taser. So they go to the cop shop. My mom goes there and his girlfriend or wife, whatever that was at the time.
That's funny.
And they take pictures. And actually, he got off no charges. Like, he went to court. And
That's such small town shit.
It was
That's
because of how bad his back was burnt from them just continually tasering him.
Yeah.
They just kept shooting him. Poof, poof,
Wow.
poof. And my little brother, they were just hiding in the bush, like, fuck this guy, he's on his own.
only like that's like a small town thing where it's like, I got in a fight with a cop last weekend, and it's like you're just sitting there having a beer about it. You're just like, well, why are you not in jail then? Like it's just such a weird fucking thing.
Yeah.
One of my favorites, it had nothing to do with me, but working security in Portage la Prairie.
Oh, yeah.
And the country bar there, I can't even remember the name of the bar, but this big dude was there, like trumped the offensive lineman we had working security. And he's in the bar and he's not supposed to be there. Restraining order against his ex-girlfriend or ex-wife, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They call the RCMP. RCMP finally gets him out, but he won't leave the area. And they're giving him warning after warning, yelling at him. There's a crowd outside watching. And the taser hits him in the chest. And you just see him look at it. And he pulls it out. He's like, fine, I'll leave. Like, just annoyed. But the taser's because it forces a muscle contraction.
Right.
And not a ton of muscle mass and pretty fat.
Right.
It actually has less of an effect on you.
Makes sense, yeah.
Like, Devin would walk away fine.
I was
right?
just saying,
Scot free off that thing.
But this guy was just...
shoot me anywhere as
Yeah.
I'm walking.
Yeah.
It was just like a nuisance, like a mosquito that wouldn't leave you alone. He just,
Yeah.
fine, I'll leave. And then the RCMP were like, well, we did our job.
Yeah, that's all we have to do is get him out of
Yeah,
here.
you just wanted him to leave.
Yeah, that's really funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit. No, I don't know if that's...
I thought I killed a guy there once, too.
At the
At
Portage
this-
bar?
At the Portage bar. I was like the bouncer that kind of guys would test because it was myself, Brady Brown, who was my size, and then everyone else was an offensive lineman.
Right.
And so they're like, these two guys are like 200 pounds,
The
190
smaller
pounds,
guys, right?
right? And this big dude harassing a woman, super drunk. And so I'm like, all right, dude, time to go. And, he's just not having it. And you've probably seen me do it. I get the wrist lock behind the back, and I can just kind of drive you anywhere. And I hadn't been out the back door of this bar yet. And I took him down the hallway, and I opened the door with him, and there's like a steel landing with a railing, and then down 10 stairs. But I had so much momentum, I dumped him over the landing.
Oh,
shit.
wow.
And landed that thud where you hear all the air leave their body.
Oh.
And I like feel sick in my stomach, but I'm not going down to check on him. So I radio upstairs where our coach
you
like
already
ran this
upstairs?
thing. So there's the downstairs bar and the upstairs bar.
And the
So I-
downstairs bar is 10 steps up already?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
So I radio to our coach. One of our coaches was like the guy that put this together. He's the O-line coach, which is why I always had O-line guys. But Brady and I just like to mix it up. So he always liked having us there. I'm like, hey, coach, we got a problem. So he comes downstairs, walks, and he's been doing this for years. Comes down the hallway, looks outside, he goes, fuck him. And we went back inside. So the night goes on, problem-free, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And at the end of the night, you have to shut down the beer store. So bar closes at 2, beer store's open till like 2:30 or 3, whatever. And I'm standing there, and the guy comes in the store, and he's like staggering and like looking through me. So I'm just like, all right, ready for a fight? And I just kind of give him a nod, like, what's up? And he's like, bro. I'm like, what's up? I don't know what happened tonight. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I was just partying. Then I woke up in the back alley. And I was like, maybe you don't need any more drinks tonight. He's like, I'll just get a couple.
I disagree, but
No idea who I was. Never
That's
seen me in
crazy.
his life.
that's so wild.
Yeah.
I get that a lot too, where, and I'm sure it's a familiar thing to you, where I see people's faces in bars, and I was like, I don't remember what it is, but we have bad blood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, or like, I shouldn't say that, maybe not that dramatic, but like we had a negative encounter.
Interaction.
Yeah. And I can just look at. I'm like, I wonder if they feel the same way. I wonder if they remember more than I do, or maybe they remember nothing at all. You know what I mean? Because I was probably sober and they were probably drunk.
Yeah.
But I get that all the time where I see someone's face and I'm like, well, I don't know what it is, but I definitely, at the very least, had words with you, and I hope that this is like not going to be round 2 of that or whatever the fuck.
I've been out of it long enough that I don't have that anymore. But I remember you going out in Corden, and you're like, I just like dummied that guy last week. Or 2 of us dummied that guy last week, and I'm all alone. Like I'm just going to Sev for a bag of chips, and you're just like, and they never knew who I was. They never remembered it. And one guy I'm happy that we all knew and we were on good sides with. I'm not going to say his name, but a massive black guy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so. Yeah.
Purple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Twice. If he didn't know me, he would have killed me. And he always got into shit, but he never started it. And twice he was like tossing bodies in the bar. And you'd have to
You're talking about the guy with the two earrings?
I don't even remember the earrings.
2 big gold earrings? You would remember that. Maybe I'm not thinking of the same
No,
guy.
not him.
Okay.
No. I'll tell you his name after, but like bear hugging him, you're like, yo, like cut it out. And turns ready to like, you're next.
Yeah.
And this is a
Just
guy I
happened to
can
be somebody that he
proudly say
knows.
that I couldn't fight.
Yeah.
And you have to like say his name and be like, it's me. And it's like he
Snaps
stops
out
the
of it.
blackout and he's like, okay, man, I'll leave. Lisp.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll know as soon as you tell me, but yeah, that's I've seen that a lot too, where I'm like, man, I'm so glad that I'm on this guy's like good side, because there's like a lot of times like the bombers would come through or whatever, and these guys are fucking giants, and I'm just like, oh, I'm so glad that they like bounce. Like for the most part, we're all buddies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it just makes it so much fucking easier when there's a problem.
They're
Like,
big dudes,
like what am I gonna do? So if this fucking 6'5", 350-pound O lineman's like, I'm not going anywhere. What am I? I'm gonna push him out the door.
Yeah.
You know, like what the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah,
Like,
you only
Not only that, they're trained to not let you
to
do that.
not move.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
mean. Like
Quite
their job is to be a fucking wall. But that's funny though. We got a bunch of.
Some good
Oh
questions.
yeah.
too.
Okay, that was my number 2 that I was thinking of. Yeah.
The other one I wouldn't fight either.
I wouldn't fight either of those guys.
Yeah, and both of them would shoot me.
Yeah. I have a.
We laugh about it.
I was going to say, speaking of shooting things, so I'm getting ready to come here. And I look at my backseat of my truck, and it's just loaded full of rifles and ammo. And I'm like,
I didn't think this was a podcast story.
Yeah,
But
well, they're all licensed guns, and I have my pals and my restricted pals because I was out shooting with my daughters and stuff. And
even better.
so, yeah, she's got her pal too, actually.
Yeah.
13, yeah. She's got her pal. So we're sighting in her new gun. I bought her a gun for her birthday. I know people have a 13-year-old birthday.
Good.
Yeah. Well, I bought her. She's got the nicest gun in my safe right now. It pisses me off.
Keeping it
I spent-
non-binary.
yeah.
You could have got her a doll.
Yeah,
I
got her
absolutely.
a gun.
Yeah,
I got her a
exactly.
gun, yeah.
It's very progressive of
she
you.
sighted
Actually,
it in
Devin.
yesterday, and she's
Yeah.
pretty excited. Yeah. It's a high power. She sighted it like she shot it. Thought they just shot her shoulder back. She's like, no, that wasn't that bad, Dad.
Nice.
Sweet. So we're gonna do some deer hunting. But I was just gonna leave. I'm like, I should maybe
Do something with these.
unload these. I want to roll into Winnipeg with a ton of rifles and a couple thousand rounds in my backseat. This
But
might
you know,
look bad.
this as I said, we're in the heart of St. Vitalia. It's a pretty nice neighborhood, but maybe not that nice.
Yeah.
We don't want to leave your guns in the
One of
back.
those, let's put them back in the safe.
I got a question here that I kind of liked. It's
I got cameras though.
a nice.
Yeah. Well,
Is that
they're all
you,
trade
you have the smile. You're on camera. Is that for real?
Oh yeah.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Well, because I literally walked up, seen that, and just put the biggest, greasiest smile
Oh,
on.
yeah.
I was like, I hope he sees this.
Okay, so I like this question because it's a kind of rapid fire one. But if you were to have a single event comp to determine who is the strongest, what event would you pick?
Car flip.
Car flip. Yeah. And it says
I have a real answer, but I do love car flip.
maybe a little tongue in cheek here. He says besides front hold, obviously, because that's the stupidest event. But Beeks, what do you got? What's your one event that you would use to test
for strongman?
To true. Let's say whatever. I mean, whatever this. Any. I mean, I think that it would probably be a strongman event, but like whatever you would do that would be the ultimate test of someone's strength.
Squat.
Man. So, well, I think if...
Were you listening to what I just
Yeah.
said?
I was trying to
Like, were you waiting for the rest of my answer?
I was, yeah. Like, I thought you were going to elaborate.
event.
I thought you were going to elaborate a bit here.
No. We can elaborate if you want, but let's just fire them off. What do you got?
Oh, man, I don't even know. Like, go to you. I don't know.
Atlas Stone.
No, that's fucking gay.
No, it's not because it's whoever can
Stupid Atlas
whoever
Stone
can pick up the
shit.
most fucking weight.
No,
and
I say
You
yo.
have two
There's-
Atlas Stone haters.
Yeah. Yeah.
there's no handles. It's if you can pick up an Atlas Stone.
No
No,
tacky
no,
then.
no, okay, I'm okay. Atlas
tacky.
Stone to
What?
height
With
relative.
tacky.
Atlas Stone to bar relative to height.
Sure.
That would be a little more.
Or
you
no,
being your height,
56
you're-
inches, no matter what.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think that because if you can pick up an Atlas Stone that weighs 250 pounds, let's just pick a number. You can pick up anything in the world that weighs 250 pounds. In my mind, there's no handles. It's round. It's spherical. It's smooth. If you can pick that up, you can pick up anything that weighs 250
No, I'm
pounds.
going to disagree with you 100%.
Because you don't.
No,
like
no,
stones.
because there's too many variables. I think something like a yoke or something like that is more.
What's the variable?
What's the
Now, arm length. If you got a 44-inch stone or whatever the hell a stone is, and you've got a guy your size, you can't reach around the outside of that stone where Tyler can. It's relative to how long your limbs are
Okay,
in an Atlas stone.
that's fair.
Where a squat isn't relative, because everyone's like, well, I'm taller, I got a longer fucking range of motion. The best squatters and deadlifters of the world are still some of the top strongmen who are 6'8".
What I would respond to that is I saw a
Like
great
the deadlift, half floor being the best deadlift to do it.
right.
Like in a suit, whatever, he's also one of the tallest athletes to ever do it, and yet he has better than anybody who's got long limbs and short legs.
What I would respond to that was I saw a really great video that I've never been able to find.
And I
since,
hate that you're good at stone, so fuck you.
Is it's Bill Kazmaier confronting a British guy who claimed to be the world's strongest man, and the guy says to Bill Kazmaier something along the lines of, he's like, just because you're bigger than me doesn't mean you're stronger than me. I can still be strong even though I'm not big. And then Bill Kazmaier looks at him and just says, "Well, it's a shame you didn't grow."
I've seen that.
And that would be my response to that to that rebuttal, Devin, is that it's a shame you guys didn't grow.
I honestly believe the three best measures: overhead press, squat, and deadlift.
I think that if you had a powerlifting competition where you changed bench to overhead, I think that you would have the truest,
I honestly think
the truest form test of strength.
Yeah, I believe overhead is more superior than.
And they used
than
to,
bench.
Right.
and
Did they?
Yeah.
it used to be 4 events.
Oh, I didn't
And
know.
they had to get rid of overhead press because in true powerlifting form, guys just got too good at cheating.
Right. Yeah.
So you'd load it, and guys would lean back
That's
as
how-
I get away from my bike.
Incredible.
Guys
arch in
would
their back,
guys
yeah.
would arch
turn it into an incline bench.
and turn it into an incline
Almost a
bench.
flat bench.
and then
Honestly, some
stand
of them
up.
like it was
That's
so
how the
great,
best.
yeah.
That's how the best log pressers do it right now.
That's how Mitch
Yeah.
Hooper does it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
But I think if you have a good overhead press, you're strong everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you put, and I could put log in there as well. Pressing anything overhead.
Have you seen a big correlation? A lot of rotator cuff tears come from bench. Have you seen the same correlation in the overhead press as you do in bench press?
I don't, because people don't do it enough.
So that's what I'm wondering. So, but per capita, what you kind of see.
No, I think bench is worse.
Yeah.
But the guys that love bench don't love doing accessory movements.
No, it's yeah.
You see those guys where it's like flat bench, then incline bench, then flat dumbbells, then incline dumbbells, then a machine chest, then pec deck, then cable flies.
Right.
Well,
Finish with
cable
some
crossovers
triceps.
have one of the biggest carryovers to Atlas stones.
We just got a cable machine for my gym, and I'm excited to start using that for everything. I didn't think I missed cables, and now that I have a machine, I fucking missed cables so much. Just curls and like rear delt stuff and all that shit. Like it's just I love that stuff.
I'm on a big band kick. Right now.
I went.
I use
That's
a
all
lot
I
of
had
bands.
for like since Midtown basically with
Yeah.
bands. So I'm so fucking over them. I'm so over bands right now, and I'll probably go back to like
It
you
all
know what
goes
I
in
mean?
waves.
Like, yeah.
You also haven't had any tendon or ligament tears since Midtown.
Doing the bands.
Yeah.
Bands are good stuff. Like,
No, I'm saying that you also haven't had any of those.
oh
injuries.
me. Yeah. No, for sure.
So you can correlate a lot to.
Sure.
Yeah.
I still use the bands for like speed work stuff, like for
Yeah.
for accommodating resistance. But
Yeah.
I just mean like I did like band face pulls, band curls, band press downs forever, and I'm just like so like since COVID, beginning of COVID.
Yeah.
And I'm just so over it now. So it's been a nice
Wait,
change
this
of
guy's at
pace.
my gym tonight. Look over in the corner, and he's got that fucking bar that goes over your chest. He's got his arms and she's doing curls
Oh
in the
yeah,
corner,
just
and I'm
sit
like,
curls.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? That thing's
what do they
goofy.
call it? A bicep buster?
I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, it's, like
It's
the- like the
goofy,
flat-
but it's actually
it
valuable
works. Like it's
It isolates him well.
because you see a lot of people. I was gonna say, guys, people doing standing curls or even incline curls, and their elbow moves back more than
Yes.
their hand moves
Yeah.
up, and you're completely changing the lever.
Yeah.
Whereas that thing actually, it just looks so stupid.
you look like a moron, especially because I'm fat. So it's like pressing into my stomach, and my
No.
stomach's coming out the bottom, and my tits are coming over the top of it. I'm just like,
Tyler's like spider curling.
yeah, it's very
Jam taking videos of his OnlyFans. His
yeah,
tits
it
coming
makes
off the
me
top.
it made me look very very weird. But I'm trying something where because I feel like my arms are small, so I'm gonna try to do 100 curls every day and just
Nice.
for like a month and see how I respond to that.
For
So-
all of June, I did 100 lunge walks every day.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you feel
In the
afterwards?
schoolyard?
The first, yeah.
Once the kids left, he stopped doing them.
I was just the opposite. He's like, these kids are almost gone. I got to put on a show for them here.
The first 3 days were absolute hell.
Right.
And by the end, I was doing it in like 3 minutes.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's actually
And then
pretty good.
this month, I've been doing the same. We used to do this, like the original McDole performance systems. It would just be like our exercise of the month.
Like a 1 month challenge.
And you're just, whenever you get a break, rip off 20. Do this, do that. And there'd be some days where we'd get 500 reps. But whatever, if it was dips, all your pressing got better.
Right.
And I love hearing like overtraining. I've never had a person who works hard enough to overtrain. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're tired and that's okay, but it's not overtraining.
No.
You know
You're
what
underate, you underslept.
I like in that same vein, J.M. Blakely, I think, said, he's like, yeah, a lot of people say to me that they're overthinking it. They're overthinking it. He's like, I don't think I've ever met anybody who thought too much. Like who was like thinking too, like, oh, stop, you're thinking too much about this. Like, which is like so often the thing where it's like you'll see a guy who's just like, oh, I'm overthinking this, and it's like, no, you're just thinking of the wrong shit.
You're dwelling on one wrong thing.
Yeah, that's the thing,
not
right?
overthinking.
Yeah,
Makes
you're
sense,
you're not thinking enough, is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
If you were thinking about everything that mattered, you wouldn't be thinking about that one stupid thing. You know,
That's funny.
but yeah, that one's always stuck with me. Is very few people are actually overthinking anything in their lives,
really
and not
funny.
lifting. And I mean, in
Life
the
in
whole wide
general.
world. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's not really a thing.
Yeah.
Do you have the questions on the big screen there? Hey, nipples.
I got another one here for in the meantime here.
Yeah, let's get past that one.
What? Here, how about this? Make some predictions about provincials.
Best way to not be a bitch. Train at training grounds.
That's the second best one. Not be a bitch.
Who would win in a fight between Iron Age and Training Grounds?
Like a sanctioned
Top 5 males, top 5 females, just
a sanctioned fight or a brawl?
parking lot brawl.
Is it a brawl?
We got some good guys in
Yeah,
ours.
I don't have
honestly.
many. I don't have many.
We got okay. So if let's
I got
do
some-
this. Let's
I got
pick,
some
pick your
bikers and
pick your
stuff,
5
but-
girls or 5 guys. 5 guys.
I don't even know who's a member at my gym.
You should.
Who do I have?
They all have the same last name.
Yeah. My top 5 guys is frick. I got Lambert, who he's done boxing and jiu-jitsu. He's still in jiu-jitsu. Brian, which are the big guys I have in my gym? Me?
Yeah. So you got 3 tough guys?
Yeah,
Is that 3 or 4? Would you
3. I got 3
You
that
just
I
kind of
like,
call
are-
all your members bitches.
I don't have a lot of big guys in my gym.
Right.
Like, it's a small town gym.
If I was to pick guys, I would say Dan, who's had fights. Dirty Mike, he's had fights. And he's just like he would be an ugly fighter, like in a brawl type deal.
Yeah.
I know you're left, but Swint, I'd put Swint in it.
Who's boxed for years?
Yeah, he's a big strong guy who can throw hands.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There's I know that there's somebody that Candace.
Yeah.
She'd be one of the women.
Tie you in a knot.
I
She's a black belt,
might
yeah.
not pick her for the women's side. I might pick her for the men's side. To be honest with you.
Black belt, yeah.
Crazy strong too.
Yeah, very strong. Yep. There's I know that I'm gonna finish this and be like, oh, there's obviously that fucking guy too. But like, we have a surprising amount of guys in our gym that if like I would love to see like Dan and Mike fight. I would love that because it would just be
Fun to watch.
brutal. Like it would be brutal. But we gotta
Slobber knocker.
I think that just we just happen to luck out and have more people who are involved in fight sports than your gym is pretty much all that it is.
We're a small town draw, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had Yari. He just left. He was one of the top fighters in Junior B, and he loves to scrap.
Oh yeah.
But now he's
we also
moved to Winnipeg.
Yeah, we also have like Swin trains a bunch of boxers too. So
Yeah.
I guess that's
Okay.
Do you have a bunch of boxers in there that Swin's training? Yeah.
We have 2 or 3 men and 2 women.
Let's really stir the pot. Who top 5 from Brickhouse, top 5 from Iron Age? I'm just kidding. Really stir the pot.
There's I don't know much. I know they have their boxing crew and stuff, and there's like Tom Elvers is a buddy of mine who boxes there, and I know that he's a bad motherfucker because I've seen him do it in the bars,
Unsanctioned.
yeah, a couple of unsanctioned fights, if you will. He's awesome, and I don't.
But you're going thousands of members compared to a couple hundred, right?
So that's why I would pick us over them for sure. Yeah. Next question.
There was a while at McDowell's where we had Dirksen, Rodrigo,
Right.
Dave Zaninga,
Yeah, Dirksen was
Snake,
going there, true, yeah,
Louis
yeah.
Facette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Snake train there? I don't think I knew that.
Snake trained
actually.
with us for a
Oh,
while,
cool,
yeah. And
He's a guy that I used to see absolutely everywhere, and now I see he must really be laying low because I just never.
I never see him anywhere.
I used to see him bouncing everywhere, and now I see him nowhere.
So Giuseppe's little brother.
Right.
Like so many tough guys coming through there. It's just like pretty, and they're training MMA guys, training MMA they thems.
Fuck.
They
MMA folks.
If you're like beat your face into the wall for 30 seconds and then go push the prowler for 2 minutes,
They're like, yeah.
just no questions asked.
Yeah.
And they'll do it to
They'll do
their
10 sets of
maximum
it.
capacity.
Is this
And
a
then-
one repetition of, are we doing this once or are we doing it 10 times?
Yeah, no, it's absolute. Like as much training different athletes is always fun, and bouncing from like hockey personalities to football personalities to basketball personalities, and then you get the MMA guys, and you're like, just literally throw. Sometimes you make stuff up on the fly just because you're like, the stuff I had planned wasn't hard enough for
You're
you
just
and would
eating
kill
this
the
up.
average
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Yeah, it's a different mentality with those guys, and it's like it goes like to their train, like wrestlers or whatever, like the collegiate style wrestlers, like they get like absolutely destroyed in like it's like a phoenix rising from the ashes, right? They get destroyed to absolutely nothing, and then hopefully something good comes out of it, and like as a better athlete, because they get just massacred right from the beginning, is when they're in high school. You know what I mean? Those guys, like the wrestling style training is brutal. A broccoli-haired kid called me fat. How do I tell him that I'm stronger than his dad? Okay, let me back this up a little bit here for you there, Fatso.
Please say what I hope you're going to say.
First of all, you're fat.
Thank you. Stop being fat.
Yeah.
Your first thing is to stop being fat. Second of all is you
Send
need
the
to
message in when you see your dick again.
you need
Outside of a mirror.
Couldn't pick it out of a police line.
you need to come to a hard realization that you're not training for aesthetics, and nobody cares that you're strong.
Yeah.
If they're not in the sport with you,
They don't
nobody gives a fuck. And I used this as an example earlier on the last thing, where Dom was the strongest guy in Western Canada, sitting at Bar I, and people said, "Look at that fat fucking bouncer there." You know what I mean? Like, it's just nobody.
Yeah.
People don't know. So either the only answer that I can give you for that is
You don't need
stop caring or lose some
Yeah, you
fucking
don't need
weight.
to tell them. I always tell people, just go have a kid with his mom and don't pay child support.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the thing.
Teach them a lesson.
When you think you're strong, you tell people. When you're actually strong, people tell you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's just it.
Yeah, that's a good answer to that question. Devin, anything to add to that?
Realization.
As the fat guy sitting here, do you have anything you want to add to that? Or
Fucking, I'm skinny, guys. I wear a black shirt.
you do actually look quite svelte today.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
What are you weighing right now?
250. I gained weight again.
But you gained in all the right places.
I was trying to
obviously.
get to 230 and it just wasn't working.
You came from golf. And,
So I decided to go up instead.
came from golf, and you look more like the court marshal than a golfer.
Oh yeah, this is your golfing outfit.
All right,
Right?
boys, pick
I
up
was-
the pace.
I was golfing. I just
How did
finished
you play?
18 holes. You know what? I went for a golf lesson this week. Shout out Golf Tech. They helped me out. And clearly, I
probably
need
listen.
clearly. Well, it's funny. So the guy that was doing the instructor. So I golfed last week with my father-in-law. We went fishing and then went golfing, and we did 9 holes. And I think by the end, I was just ready to snap a club again. I told him I can't do this anymore unless I take a lesson. I'm too competitive for a guy who sucks shit at a lot of things,
Like that, yeah.
and I can't enjoy anything unless I can be okay at it or learn. So she hates that because I can't enjoy anything in life, but whatever, fuck. It's my curse to bear. So I called up, or I emailed Golf Tech right away, and I'm like, it's got to be an opening. They had one, I think Thursday or Friday morning. I shot in there. It was Friday, whatever the hell it was, sometime last week. I shot in there, did a 1 hour lesson, hour and a half lesson with the guy. Turns out he's asking me, I guess he could tell I worked out. So, and he's like, "Oh, looking by your training grounds gym email." So, while I'm asking him
email,
golf
not the
questions, yeah,
physique.
yeah. While I'm asking him golf questions, he's asking me questions about his squat and about his lifts.
So you're like, this is a free session now,
Yeah,
right?
pretty
Yeah.
much. So, anyways, he corrected my swing because I didn't know what I was doing supposedly for the last 12 years, and my shot length increased 40% off of just correcting one motion of my swing. So it helped today. The problem was I showed Danielle what he showed me. He had actually, Golf Tech sends you all your videos, you have them for life. Them talking through the whole hour and a half session, I have it all on my phone. I can just rewatch it, learn what I was
Are
doing.
they paying you or something?
No, I'm just really happy with what they did. Yeah.
It's GOLF.
Yeah. So shout out to those guys if you want. But anyways,
Shout out to Golf Tech.
I showed Danielle. We were at her dad's Friday because the family was up in the colony, so we went out there and had some drinks. and I was double fisting whiskeys right around that rant. So, anyways, I showed her what he showed me, and she outgolfed me today. Like, everything I showed her worked, and she's just like...
Well, she's like 10 times as mobile as you are.
Freaking pissed me off, yeah. Totally
With your
discouraged.
shoulders, I bet your swing is so ugly. Like, that's not even a shot.
looks-
with your
It
back,
matches the rest of me.
with
Let's put it that way.
your T-spine and your back, it's
It's
probably
brutal.
just rigid. It's just like all arms probably.
Brutal, man. Yeah. So I'm gonna end up I'm going back for lessons. I just can't have this.
What'd you
It was
shoot
it.
today?
We did best ball. So we had a group of 6. So we ended up just because the course was so backed up, we ended up just grouping up and doing best ball. We ended up with I don't know what it was.
Best ball doesn't
85 on best ball.
85 in best ball is garbage.
with me and Danielle. Yeah. I hear you.
Sorry.
I don't even know what that means.
It's my second game. It's my third game
So
of the
like
year.
2 or 3 people hit their shot,
We were
and
only
then you
2.
take the best shot, and everybody plays from that shot.
Oh.
No, so we did just best ball per couple.
So that would be 2.
2.
That's
and it was
the
with
2
a woman.
or 3.
And it was a woman.
But she outplayed you though.
Yeah, so there.
My morning golfing sums up golf for I think every male.
I hope you hit the ground and fucking break your ankle or your wrist.
I shot a 53 and 9, which is trash. But I had a
Are
300.
you beaking me on a 53?
I had a 314-yard drive, and you leave, and you're like, okay, if I straighten that out and do that consistently, I'll shoot half of what I shot.
Is that where you shoot generally? Is in around 50? I did that last weekend in Buffalo, and I shot a 56. I'm like, this is where I need lessons.
I shot 40 after 9 2 days ago.
And then you shot 53 the other day, or was that like
At
an old
a
story?
different course.
Oh,
Two different courses. I shot a 40 and I shot a 53.
So the 40 is a course you play quite often?
No.
Oh.
No.
I went mini golfing on Thursday.
Stick with that.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Yeah?
Mini golfing. You remember Mike
I
Thrones?
shot a 50.
I love...
It was really
I
fun.
We're
love
not Mike
mini
Thrones.
golfing.
Michael Thorne Finch.
Yeah.
I gave him this wisdom probably like 12 years ago. He was taking a woman out for the first time. Not in his life. This first time with this one. Maybe
Maybe
actually.
in his life.
And he's just like, I don't know where to take her. And I'm like, mini golf.
Yeah.
And he's like, what?
Pound
He's
town.
like, that's so lame. I'm like, it has a start and a finish.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's over and it's not going well,
Then you're
It's
done.
over.
you split.
That's the end
and
of the
if
game,
it's going well, then you grab a drink and you let the night go where it leads.
You motherfuckers better write that down. 'cause
And it's
that's,
fake
that's
competitive.
game right there.
Dating tips.
Yep.
That's game.
Yep.
It's
That's actually smart as shit.
fake competitive. You can be really bad at it. And it's kind of like cute. You know what I mean? Like if you're like, oh, I hit it too hard and it went past. You know what I mean? Like you don't look like a fool. You know what I mean?
They don't
Like,
expect you to be good. It's just
Yeah.
you can be silly if you're that kind of guy. You can be funny.
I think
like-
that even bowling is worse than mini golf because it's like if you're just getting gutter ball after gutter ball, they're still gonna think you're a loser.
yeah.
So if you, but if you're doing mini golf and it's kind of like,
Oh,
oh,
I hit
bounced
the
up-
windmill.
oh, yeah, I was gonna say, oh, I hit the fucking volcano and I didn't go through. Like it's
Yeah.
just like there. That's you're playing the game. That's smart. You motherfuckers better write that down.
I love
this
mini
is
golf, though.
this is good information
Mini
for you
golf's
guys.
great.
We travel all over for mini golf.
Yeah.
There's a place by Rushing River. It's shut down, the mini golf, but they let us play. It is all the turf's gone. It's just broken concrete, and we just spend money there every summer. We go to Rushing River. We hit that course 2 or 3 times
That's
on the weekend.
awesome.
It
Yeah.
is dog shit. There's no skill to it because you don't know where your ball's going, and
Yeah.
it's we play it religiously every year.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I love mini golf.
Mini golf is very very solid.
I like this question here.
You know what's funny before we move on? My golf clubs sit at my front door. They have every single time you've been here, and you
never
just
seen
found out yesterday.
We're working together. He's like, I golf. Like, and I'm like, you golf?
No, it was
He's
on
like,
the phone
Oh
yesterday.
yeah, that's what it was. We've been working together. He said, golf? I didn't know. Yeah. So now
My clubs are literally at the door every
we're
single
gonna have
time
to
you
hit a
come
game
Oh,
here.
of golf for the next couple
Yeah.
weeks. Me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ways to improve the mental.
This is actually a good question. I
Ways
like
to
this
improve
one.
It's
mental
worded a little
block.
strange, but ways to improve the mental block of thinking that you're not progressing.
I've had this numerous times in my life. I'm sure you have.
I mean, I have a very simple answer to this question, but I'll let
What's
you
your
guys
simple answer?
record your progress.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's-
Write your shit down.
Yeah,
I know
right,
this is all
right,
this progress is recorded.
Right. But then you should be able to go back and you
But,
look and
yeah.
you look at your book from 2 months ago, and you can look and say, oh well, I was only doing this much, and even if I'm doing one more rep today, then I am progressing.
I think this correlates a lot because I know he has another question. It correlates a lot to comparing yourself with other lifters. Well, they've progressed more. They've progressed. No, you've only seen their best. That's why.
Yeah.
Instagram is a whole real.
Instagram's poison.
It's a highlight of your. It's a highlight of your life, and it's horrible for anything.
Start
know what?
posting your worst lifts
I'm
on
gonna,
Instagram.
I'm gonna.
That's what I
we
said
should
I
do a
was-
worst lift challenge.
That's what I said I was gonna do. I was only gonna post my fails for the next 6
Yeah.
months on Instagram. See if I get more followers.
I'm gonna take the other side of the coin on that one and say that I've found a way to make Instagram really valuable to me in that way is that because I don't really have anybody that I'm chasing at my gym, with the exception of some lifts.
Yeah.
But I don't really have anybody I'm chasing in my gym. I don't really have anybody that I'm chasing in the province. I really only have the other pro guys in Western Canada that I'm really like looking at as like, fuck, these guys are hitting numbers that I need to be hitting.
Yeah.
So I use that as a means of being like, these guys are hitting these numbers, and these are like, for a lot of these guys, my next PR is just an everyday fucking number for them.
Yeah.
So I need, these are like, these numbers that I want to hit, they can't be special anymore. Because they're not special to these guys. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So that's a way that I've taken Instagram and kind of made it a even though it's, I mean, that might kind of seem like a negative thing, I guess, but it's just making it so that it's not like I'm not awesome. Like I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's like if I only compare myself to the people in my gym, and there's guys who are creeping up on me in my gym too. But if I compare myself to people in the province, or whatever it might be, or whatever competition, then I'm not pushing myself hard enough. So if I can see guys like the Western dudes, and we name them every time, so I don't name them again, but if I can see the crazy lifts that they're doing and be like, I need to be chasing these guys.
Yeah.
However, the caveat of that is that I'm also at a level where I'm not just doing this for fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm doing this because it's a you know, I guess I kind of am just doing it because it's for fun, but it's a very serious thing for me that I dedicate every facet of my life to. So if you can't say that you're doing that same thing, then you can't really be. It's not fair to you to compare yourself to those people.
Absolutely.
You know, you can't compare yourself to people who are making this their entire life.
Yeah.
If you're not, and I'm not saying that you should be.
Yeah.
Right. So,
one thing that goes with that question is, it's a good problem to have, but it sucks when you're in that moment. There's a time in your training where you get strong enough that gains are harder to come by.
Sure.
Yep.
And to double back on writing your stuff down, you can go back and see the stuff that worked.
right.
And you can try recycling that. It doesn't always work, but you're like, in this phase, I gained 10% on my lifts, and I'm stalling here. What was I doing differently? Was there more volume? Was there this? Was there that? Writing your stuff down is so valuable, and I don't know, 20% of people do it.
I'm always surprised.
that.
I'm actually surprised at how few people. And even my own clients, when I tell them, I'm like, hey, like you should really be pushing this for harder, and they're like, oh, well, I just kind of go with whatever's feeling good. I'm like, you have the stuff recorded. I send you all the shit. You know what I mean? Like you can look back on it and see, I did X pounds on this, so I have to do X plus 5 this time, or whatever it might be. But a lot of people just don't. That's just not like the first thought in their head, I guess. But I think that's the simplest answer, though.
Yep,
Just record everything, right? Like just keep things
And go
recorded.
back and look at the progress.
Will we be having a winter comp?
We touched on the last episode.
TBD, I hope so.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I'll work on it.
Yeah,
I
TBD.
want to see it. I think it'll be cool.
When's Tyler going to beat Jeffers in a competition? It's already happened. So
If it's loaded wrestling trunks, he's already won.
whoever's the fucking ignoramus with the handle James Jeffers Strongman. Obviously, they don't know that I've already beaten that fucking motherfucker. I already had him a sweet little ass whooping at the Manitoba Casa show, I think, right back in the day. Yeah, Casa show. Beat him quite soundly, and that's all we're going to talk about for that one. Thank you. Next question. Hangover cures. Fuck. I just suffer through them, honestly. I
suffer through them.
I just embrace them.
No, you know, I every time I drink before I go to bed, I'll chug a full glass or glass half of water with some sodium with some salt in there, and I'm fine.
Really?
Replenish
Someone told me
electrolytes.
pickle juice.
It is. You wake up in the morning and drink pickle
sodium
juice.
makes
Yep.
sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the lack of electrolytes.
Yeah.
How about you stop being a fucking loser and get your life on track and stop being hungover every morning there,
Holy
Trent?
shit, get
Trent
it.
Monk will never stop. He was born into that life, and he comes by it honestly.
Maybe
I'm
learn how to
surprised
handle.
all those words were spelled properly.
Learn how to handle your liquor so you don't get hungover. I don't know. This question I like.
I do like this question, so we're gonna. Whoever wants to answer it can answer it.
Would you rather give up?
I'm looking at one person at this table right now.
Would you rather give up PEDs or all over-the-counter subs, vitamins and minerals included?
I would give up sups, vitamins, minerals.
Yeah.
So would I.
I think we all agree on that.
You know what? I'll just put it out there. Half the PEDs work better than 10 times the amount of over-the-counter
Yeah,
subs.
that's you
And-
know,
The vitamins and minerals you can get from good food.
And let's face
Yeah.
it. You will spend, this isn't exaggeration, 10 times the money
Yeah.
on supplements than you will
Yeah.
on PEDs and make 10 times the progress.
Yeah.
Sups are they're. I mean, if they were,
I don't promote
if
PEDs,
they, no, I'm not saying to take anything, but I'm
But
saying that supplements,
realistically-
if they did all the things that they're supposed to do, they'd be illegal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
Those guys
that
aren't
is
getting that big on a
fantastic.
test
Yeah.
booster. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're not.
yeah, there's
It's
test-
not creatine.
test
There's a
booster-
lot more questions earlier too, right?
Test boosters do not work.
Yeah.
There's this big. 2 back.
Yeah.
Those are all questions there.
Part 1. What are the odds of seeing? Well, there's only one event left, and then Nationals. We're not telling you the events. What are the odds of seeing events at any Natural Stones, Conan's Wheel, Max, or Rise and Ladder?
In Manitoba. Oh no, there's still Manitoba Strongest Man.
That's what I mean. It's only Natural Strongest Man and.
Why don't we give away one of the events for because he listed one of them.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a Conan's Wheel at Manitoba Strongest Man.
That's super cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it'll be.
So that'll be a fun one.
We might even do it head to head.
I think we will do it
Because I have 2 of them.
I think we will.
Yeah.
So Conan's Wheel is one to look forward to.
Which will be really cool. I've never seen a head to head Conan's Wheel.
We did a Brickhouse once.
Did we do head to head?
Yeah.
Yes, we did. That's right. Yeah.
I did it, and I was watching Bushi to see when he put it down, so I could put it down. For the other ones, Natural Stones. Yeah, I mean we could do that. It's been a while.
Fieldstone?
Yeah. Max or rising deadlift ladder. So for the deadlift, I wanted to do a max deadlift at Manitoba Strongest Man this year, but with Deadlift for Dreams like the next month, it just felt sort of redundant. Like it was just like why?
And we got the deadlift apparatus at Brickhouse.
Yeah, I don't want guys to max out their deadlift.
And we did the
to feel like they have to max out twice in
we did the
a month.
3-tier deadlift ladder at technically a deadlift ladder at Morris.
Yeah,
having the 3 cars.
Yeah, that was a ladder. Yeah. But I would like we're gonna have to figure out. I have an idea of something that I would like to do for a max event at Manitoba Strongest Man, but I got to see how just like logistically how it would work out. I'm not entirely sure about that one yet.
I like this bottom one. Tyler's fucking attitude problem. That's exactly what he said it to.
Oh yeah. That's that's one of my clients. He's a little.
Oh, I know he is.
He's a little sea sucker, literally. So he.
Oh, that's bad, buddy.
He's got a little attitude on him, so I'm gonna make sure that I straighten him out on Monday when I see him.
I don't think that'll.
It will not take. But
what are we talking about? Straightening him out. What are we?
No, it won't take. Bulge disc. Blah 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 blah. Go see a professional. Don't talk to us about
I'm
that.
not giving you advice on that.
No medical advice. You listed. It says here bulge disc, physio, chiropractor, other specific professional, or other suggestions for rehabbing. No suggestions for rehabbing coming from us.
No. But what I will tell you. A balls disc is not a death sentence. Too many people think you get a balls disc and you're lifting careers over.
For sure.
Anna's
22 and she's a bulge disc.
60%, 40 or 60% of the population walks around with a balls disc and doesn't know it.
Yeah. So he can, I would say, see a physio and if you don't like what you're getting from that one, go see somebody else.
I walk around with a bulge too, but.
No, you don't.
You most wear black pants. It's because I wear black pants.
You most certainly do not. Swimming versus running as forms of cardio. Thoughts? Can I go into this one? I actually have something on this.
Fire it up.
Okay. So it really
Cardio master.
It really depends on where you sit in terms of your weight class. For running, if you're a heavyweight, never recommend it.
Too hard. Chance.
I know guys who do it, and I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but I'm not saying that they're wrong or whatever. But it's just too hard in the knees as a heavy guy. It's just unnecessarily hard in the knees. You can do other things. You can ride a bike. You can use an elliptical.
I would never recommend running for.
I just wouldn't. So, but if you're a light guy, I might recommend running over swimming, and I'll tell you why. It's because there's a lot of stuff coming out now that if you're trying to stay in a weight class, if you're using swimming as conditioning, it's the temperature of the water causes you to get hungrier than you would with the same amount of calories burned as if you're riding a bike or running.
Serious?
I'm serious. So it affects. It's like there's like a vasodilation that goes on where something. It affects the. I'm gonna sound like I know what I'm talking about. I don't. I just read a study about it and I haven't memorized it all yet. But I know that if you're an athlete who's trying to get to a certain weight class or stay in a certain weight class, it might, once in a while is not going to kill you, but it might not be your best idea if you want to swim every day because you're going to run into issues of overeating probably.
Okay.
So that's that.
You heard that?
It makes sense. Yeah. My best answer for that is both.
Yeah.
You have to be a decent swimmer
Yeah.
for it to improve your cardio.
Right.
You can burn a lot of calories, but it won't improve your
Try to
cardio.
doggy
Just
paddle.
doggy paddle. For
Right.
But do a mix like swim, sled,
Yeah.
run or jog or a high incline walk. Mix it up. Eliminate some of the redundancy of doing the same thing.
It'll be depending where you're on your training cycle, what muscle group you're training, that the cardio might play in better.
I like swimming for the heavy guys too.
You just did legs, you're probably not going for a run.
Yeah.
I like swimming for the heavy guys because first of all we probably want to eat more afterwards, and also
It's easier on your body.
It's super easy on the
Low
joints.
impact,
It feels great. Like I have a little above ground pool in my backyard.
Nice.
That whenever we didn't set up this year, but last year we did, and I would hit it, and I would just like walk around, and I would just like do like 100 like knee extensions in there, and I would do 100 elbow extensions, and just like moving around in it, and it felt really really good.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know. Do you guys have anything to add to that?
No.
Okay.
I agree with you. I wouldn't recommend anybody heavy running, but
No. Just not necessary.
Yeah.
Is there anything else on that one, or is that what all the ones on there? What would be your dream strongman show? Events, location, all of it.
I like that.
Let me tell you.
I'm a very dumb person. That's a pretty good question.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a weirdo. He's a guy who would blow up a woman's DMs.
Grunthal, Manitoba. Manitoba Strongest Man. August 20th. That would be my ideal show, and I hope that everyone comes out and checks it out. Devin?
What show? Okay, forget the location. I like the plug, but 5 events for like Tyler specific 5 events, and you're like, no matter what, I'm winning this show.
I'm Manitoba Strongest Man.
Truck pull. That's okay. So here, how about this? I'm going to give you this list, and it's not going to be Manitoba Strongest Man. So that's how you know that I'm not setting it up for myself.
He quickly looked at the old list we got.
Yeah. I would love to see a truck pull,
Harness pull or seated?
harness pull for
Okay.
sure. Harness pull. I'm not very good at the arm over arm.
Seated arm over.
For the press, I mean, yeah, like a log for reps. It doesn't really I'll get middle of the pack on that one. Deadlift, I like a car deadlift for reps. I usually do pretty well on that one, like a heavy one.
Side handle.
I like front bender honestly, but I probably would have a better chance at side because I'm not great at hitching.
Yep.
Nothing with grip, nothing. And then a front carry of some kind, like a shield, stone, whatever, and or a Conan's wheel. And then if I had to pick a 5th one, stones, just Atlas stones. I'm doing really well on those in competition right now, so I would stick with just the basics on that one. Maybe like that push event, like the Wheel of Pain did really well for me, but you don't see that one very often. So yeah, that'd be probably my 5. And when we release Manitoba's Strongest Man, which we probably will release by the time that this podcast
we should
comes
actually
out.
have it out this week.
Yeah. Those events
that we're living in, or this
that
week
we're living
the
in.
show
We should
comes
have
out?
it. We should have it
Yeah.
released.
There won't be a ton of favoritism.
Because there's a couple guys
towards
doing
me.
MSM that aren't doing provincials just because they can't make it to provincials.
Right.
So
Yeah.
They're like, we can't make nationals. This sucks. But
Yeah.
at least they can do that. So
And so for anybody who's thinking about signing up for Manitoba Strongest Man, we haven't really
And women.
That's yes, Manitoba Strongest Man and women. I'm sorry, we haven't really said it, but ultimately we are going to have to cap it at some point.
Yes.
So if you want to do it, please get signed up because
it's going to be capped, and it won't be 30 athletes. I'll tell you that much.
No, do not. So don't expect that you can sign up like a couple days before or whatever. It's like we're going to cap it at X. I'm not sure what it'll be yet. I don't imagine that we could do more than 24 athletes. 12 in each division.
That's what I was thinking.
So don't DM you guys a week after it's been capped saying you
Yes.
forgot to sign up.
Yes.
Okay.
So I want and
hate for someone else to do that.
we'll put you on a waiting list or whatever. But last year we had a really good. I think we had like 15 or 16 guys last year, and this year we have the women too, and we will not be able to have 15 or 16 guys.
Nope.
So if you want to get
we
involved,
got a short window with that show.
yes,
A short window to set up.
yeah. So if you want to
Pat
get
could
involved,
come through at any
a
time.
very short window that Pat so short that Pat can walk through.
Yeah.
It. That's,
Pat wouldn't even. He doesn't even have to limbo in.
Just don't mess your hair.
yeah. So that's what we're looking at for that one. So please, I want the guys who want to do it, and who are like myself included. I'm always a fucking procrastinator. Just get signed up. Don't waste any time.
Yeah.
And we can't, and we're not locking anybody in until the registration fees are paid. Just because I've had a bunch of people message me saying I'll pay you later. That's fine. I'll put you on the list. But the second that someone pays me, you're bumped. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Money
Talks.
Devin,
talks.
your dream show.
I would have a harness pull. I like semi pulls, and I'm pretty good at them for my small stature. It would be a log press. 'Cause I like log
You
press.
do what I do. Like I said, you go into retard mode. And you're just like
I could do it. Yep.
fucking just like no brain, just pulling right.
And I would definitely have a grip event. Even
eyes
though
are on,
my
like,
grip
full
isn't,
pug mode.
it would be. I would have yoke, farmers frame, 1 or 2 of the 3 in there for sure. Because those I'm good at, especially farmers and frame. I mean, I went to nationals. I bombed at nationals back in 2016, but I won the farmer carry.
I was
At 300 a hand at U105, and I did the whole course style dropping it.
I was really thinking about that the max distance back drag.
Oh,
I was like, man, that would be so nasty. Like
That
it would
is
be really,
so
really, really
gross.
nasty.
That'd be gnarly.
Yeah.
And I would not have stones.
I would do well in that one, but you know who I think would do really well in that one would be Dan. I think that he would be like brain off and just go for that one. I think he'd do really good at that one. You know who'd be surprisingly good too. I think would be Nate with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe like A chain drag at the end of a medley.
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Once
get that.
time has run out.
I'm trying to get that chain. I'm trying to get that chain off.
Once the competition is over.
I'm trying to get that chain off of Brent.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
I've
that
been
thing's
writing about
brutal. That thing, it feels like you're breaking like a magnet when it first starts because it's just like it's
heavy to
like
lift.
it's like frozen. Like it feels
And
like
it's heavy to lift to get moving.
Yeah,
It sways.
You have to lift
once-
one link up to move it.
once you get that gliding, you're kind of like okay, and then the second you stop, it's like it just freezes. Like it's
Yeah.
like frozen in position again.
It's like it's a chain for a boat anchor.
It's almost like it's used for a fucking boat or something. Yeah, like it's almost like it's needed to hold a boat.
That
down.
would be my 5 events.
Yeah.
Yours?
Squat, bench, deadlift.
Squat, bench, dead, overhead,
Close grip bench
sandwiches.
and 2-board bench.
2-board press, 3-board press, 4-board press, shirt bench.
With
and
spotters.
overhead.
With spotters.
Yeah.
No, a tire flip, yoke. I always loved yoke.
Chain yoke.
I like a yoke.
That's girls. I like yoke.
I'm not good at it, but I like it.
Farmers, overhead press, and that's 4.
Car flip.
I car flip because I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know how good I would be at it, but I think I love when shows have like a car flip.
Yeah.
But like a truck deadlift or a truck squat or truck deadlift.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it. Yeah, those are all that I would like to do that show. I think.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem, dude. I wouldn't like Devin show as much, but
Devin can be an asshole.
one thing that I wanted to do is, and I don't remember if we talked about this on here because I actually was trying to think of a way that we could do this, but I saw this clip online where it was like exercises to, it's like a joke thing, like exercises to do as a beginner. And then it's like it shows like Thor deadlift. He's like 1,000-pound deadlift, and then like whatever else. And then one of them was just like deadlift a car, and it was like a deadlift apparatus, or sorry, bench press a car.
I want to do that.
And it was a bench press apparatus that it was just like a deadlift like a deadlift
so
one.
gnarly.
No, I
Yeah.
want to throw that in. And my car deadlift, I can use as a bench press.
Because why not? Right? We just elevate it a little bit. It would be the exact
Oh,
same thing.
man.
We can do a car bench press with my car deadlift.
So that's
would
something
be
that
so
I
cool.
that's
That
something
might
that I was
We talked about that a month ago, but we might put that in a comp.
That'd be rad.
I'll just say that Manitoba Strongest Man hasn't been solidified yet. So
That would be cool.
who knows? We'll see. Because
If not in a show, that'd be a fun fundraiser.
But I could pull my fat pad off.
right.
Bring
yeah,
it there.
just lose the weight. Why would you pull it off?
Silly dilly you.
All right. Well,
Speaking of fat pads, though, we had a fun interaction with a pretty big name
Right,
in
yeah.
powerlifting.
The guy we all respect.
Yeah.
yeah.
If you don't know who he is, definitely worth looking up if you value where your iron sports came from.
If you value your shoulders.
Yeah. I mean, he's a guy where
Donnie Thompson.
Donald Thompson. He's a guy where it's like he competed at like what was he like 340 or something. Like he was fucking huge. Squatted over 1,000 pounds like 3 times. Has a 3,000 pound total.
Yeah.
And he just like walks around and like he's like jumping
Just a
around and
dude,
like he's just
like-
like but and he's still lifting and he's like moving and he's like he's an older dude and he's like hitting like fucking ass to grass squats and like doing headstands and stuff.
Yeah.
And if that's not a fucking guy that you can learn something from, holy smokes, man!
And
like,
his inventions have changed the game.
yeah,
I would
man.
go as far to say if he came to Manitoba to do a seminar, I would pay good money to get his knowledge on improving my mobility
I absolutely would.
and lengthening my lifting
I would
career.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would too. I think
I
I
would,
think,
and I'd
Brett,
encourage
you agree with
others
that?
to.
yeah,
You
I
would
think,
come?
I would encourage others to.
I think that if that were to happen, we'd all would agree that would be a good thing for Manitoba Strongman.
Yeah.
What I want to talk to you a little bit too is are we allowed to say who are the guests we're gonna have? Like, is that like a solidified thing that we can talk about it
Oh yes, yeah we can, yeah, yes, yeah yeah. And this
So-
show will come out.
right before that, pretty much, right?
Yeah, it'll actually come out. Yeah, it'll come out the week before.
So on August long, we have the show that Devin's been really putting his nose to the grindstone for, which is the Magnus qualifier. The Magnus the Magnus Classic is a show in Iceland. There's a qualifier in Gimli, and none other than 4 times world's strongest man, the fucking Wayne Gretzky of the shit.
Yep.
Magnus for Magnuson will be coming in to oversee the show and referee it and lend his insight to it. And also, he's going to come on to our shitty little podcast too,
Yep.
which is
He's
great,
a-
which
he's
is
a
very
great-
exciting. We're gonna have 4 times world's strongest man on our podcast, so that's very exciting. You know, I hope now that I say that there's not some
I hope
some
there's no
bullshit
technical-
that whatever,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like
He has agreed to it.
He's agreed to it.
Yeah.
He's a very nice guy, and he's agreed to lend us some of his time.
If it doesn't happen, it's Devin's fault.
Yeah, Devin blew it in some
It
capacity for
literally-
sure.
Yeah, I mean, because me and him messaged back and forth a bunch, and I said, hey, like I'm helping you with the show. I'm doing a lot of the stuff. Brad Hurst is doing more than I am. He's a godsend the show. But I'm like, hey, I'm not charged a fee, nothing like that, because I'm just not that important. But I'm like, would you come and do our podcast and trade for my work at your show? And he's like, I would absolutely love to do your podcast.
That's great.
If you drop the ball on this, we can all come screw your deck.
But yeah, so I'm excited. I was just sending your question, but I'm sure we'll have enough. He'll have enough stories on his own and questions.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna shut our mics off.
Yeah, we'll probably just be silent for most of that. Like, yeah, I talked to him a little bit, and I don't think he'll find me very funny. So I'm just not.
He laughed at a lot of my jokes last year.
Really?
Yeah.
I felt like I was like, oh, I'll just leave him alone.
Him and Tony were laughing a lot.
But he's nice. He's a very nice guy.
He is.
He's a real gentleman.
He'll have some good stories.
Yeah, truly a legend of the sport.
Yeah.
So
we're making strides.
In conclusion, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
Share.
Talk to your friends.
Subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah.
Whiskey Tango podcast on YouTube,
Yeah.
which hosts us.
Yep.
Right.
Give it a follow.
Giveaway, but this will be done by then.
It literally changes nothing in your life.
No.
I follow tons of random stuff just to help people out.
Yeah.
And I don't get notifications. I don't do this. You listen to the show already. If you're hearing this, just give it a follow on YouTube. It takes 2 seconds. And
it helps us.
It can go a long, long way for us.
Yeah.
Yep. So please do that. As little as just like leaving a comment and saying which one of us looks best today.
You can please
on
comment.
YouTube. Yeah.
Here, let me posture up here a bit.
Stay out of the women's DMs.
Stay out of women's DMs. I can't stress.
That could be our new closer.
Yeah, I can't.
Stay in your woman and out of other women's DMs.
I can't stress that enough. So we'll
It's that simple.
Deadlift for Dreams, the whole spiel we already know. Strong and Petty, Manitoba Strongman. Follow the 2 pages. We got lots of information coming up, especially with Manitoba Strongest Man coming up.
Yep.
Iron Age, Tud Life, whatever. Let's all go screw Devin's deck.